Guys, just wait for 5 minutes. I will join this. Just wait for 5 minutes.
Okay, Ganesh.
Hello, guys. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, Dinesh.
Okay. So quickly, I will share my screen. This yesterday we have completed this one, right? Maven build. Yes, right? We have discussed the Maven build. Did you all remember what is Maven build on that? Continuous build we have completed, right? Yesterday. What is Maven compile? What is Maven test? Maven package we have done, right? Yes or no? Yes, yes. Okay, fine then. So I will go to my EC2 machine and I will start my EC2 server also. You know, my CentOS server is running. Yesterday I used this one, same machine, I'm going to start it. And today our discussion, it's related to, guys, why we are going for Jenkins? What is the purpose of Jenkins? What is the one important role Jenkins is playing? Whenever if you hear the word Jenkins, what do you understand from the term? What is Jenkins? CACD, exactly. Jenkins is a CACD tool, continuous integration and continuous deployment tool, right? So, and one more word you have to get this one, which is pipeline. Jenkins is a pipeline, right? So using the Jenkins, we can able to achieve the Jenkins pipeline. If someone, can you tell me what is pipeline? What is the meaning of the pipeline? What is this word refers? What do you think? What do you understand from this term? What is pipeline?
Integrating.
Sorry, I'm not getting. Interface.
Integrating.
Integrating. Yes, integrating. Fine. Fine. What else, guys? Integration. It is correct only. What else? What else you understand from the term? CACD. Continuous integration and continuous deployment. It's a sequential process. Yes. It's a sequential process. What else? What else, guys? What else you understand from the term? Pipeline. Guys, remember pipeline, whenever I hear this word, I can talk like it's a series of operation. Or I can say series of interdependent job or dependent job. Yep, job. We can call it as, or maybe operation, a task, anything you can call on this. So series of interdependent job, right? So see, suppose, did you remember yesterday I created 3 jobs? Job number 1, which is compile. Job number 2, which is test. Job number 3, which is package. Remember, if your job number 1, if it is success, then only your job 2 will be started, right? Job 1 is success, then only your job 2 will be success. Sorry, it will be started. Once it is successful, then only your job 3 has to execute and it should be success. And finally, we have a job 4, job 5 like that, right? So this is called as a pipeline, guys. This is called as a pipeline. It means that once the compilation phase is success, then we have to go for testing phase. Once the testing phase is completed, then we can call it as a packaging. Like that, we can able to set up a pipeline using your Jenkins. How to do that one? That I will tell you. But before that, there are 2 important terminology from your software engineering, which is called upstream and downstream. Can anyone tell me what is meant by upstream and downstream? Did you hear this word before? What is upstream and downstream? Did you hear this word? What is upstream and downstream?
Yes, Dinesh.
What is upstream
Like,
and what is downstream?
Upstream means it should continue after the current process. Downstream, I think so. Downstream means it should before the current process it will be done.
Okay. Maybe you are correct only, so I cannot say it's a wrong. No, it's a correct. But I'm expecting the related information. Can you tell me what is upstream and downstream? Still, you can try.
இல்ல தினேஷ், இப்போ ஒரு கரண்டா ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் நடந்துட்டு இருக்குன்னா அந்த ப்ராசஸ் முடிஞ்ச உடனே என்ன நடக்கணும்ன்றது அப்ஸ்ட்ரீம்.
யார்
அந்த
upstream?
ப்ராசஸ்க்கு
செகண்ட் ஜாப் தான் அப்ஸ்ட்ரீமா இல்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஜாப் தான் அப்ஸ்ட்ரீமா? எதை அப்ஸ்ட்ரீம் நம்ம சொல்றோம்?
அதுல ஒரு கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கு. டவுன் ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வருமா இல்ல அப்ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வருமா?
ஓகே ஓகே. See, remember, whenever you hear this word upstream, those will trigger other job. The job which will trigger other jobs, that basically we can call it as a upstream. In my case, compile is the job. Once it is success, the compile job, it will trigger the test job. Then I can call compile is the upstream job. And if you ask me what is downstream, what is downstream? Downstream job, maybe I can say those triggered by upstream job. Those triggered by upstream job. In my case, maybe test is triggered by compiled, right? Then I can say test is the downstream job. Say for an example, kind of a waterfall, right? Kind of a waterfall. So your water will be fall, right, in different direction. but there is a root water, right, available in the dam. That maybe we can call it as upstream. And if I take, right, if I take a domino effect, do you know domino effect? What is domino effect? Domino effect is a kind of a chain reaction where one event, it will trigger a series of subsequent event. Yes or no? So that subsequent event, we can call it as a downstream. We can call it as a downstream. See, in nowadays, we are all working with the open source project. There are many open source tools are available. If you take Java is one open source tool, Python is an open source tool, Jenkins is an open source tool, Git is an open source tool. Like that, there are many open source tools. This open source tool we are basically using, right? As a developer, as a programmer, as a tester, we generally, we are getting the service from this open source tool. Then maybe I can call it as this open source project or the upstream. And suppose if you do some contribution, say if you are the good programmer, you are making some changes on the Java code and you are trying to contribute to the Java project. Then you are providing a contribution to your upstream, right? Then that's called as a downstream. Are you clear what is downstream, what is upstream?
Yes,
Yes,
Dinesh.
say whenever if you clone, if you are forking from the GitHub, it means that you are going to get the job from somewhere, right? From the GitHub, a kind of a upstream job. So upstream here in my case, compile is the upstream and test is the downstream. And if you talk about only test and package, test may be act as the upstream and package may be a downstream. Right? Fine. Now let me tell you, I will go to my server and I will start the server, sudo system ctl start Jenkins to start the server, Jenkins, okay, press enter. It will start your Jenkins server. It will start a Jenkins server. Once it is done, let me open the put, copy this, go here. 8080 is the default port number of your Jenkins server. And my username is admin and I'm using the password. Click on sign in. Now I can able to see my Jenkins machine. Fine. Now, let me take, I have created yesterday 3 jobs. One is Maven compile and a Maven package and a Maven test. Let me go with the Maven compile. This is the Maven compile. Here, I will click on this configure because I'm going to edit this one. I'm going to click on the configure. When you come below, right, can you see something called a post build action? And in this post build action, I will add, I'm going to build other project. Can you see a build other project, right? So here, I'm going to write one message, not message, a project name that I'm going to choose. So now here I'm choosing Maven compile is a project that I already completed. Let me go with the Maven test. Maven test I have selected. See, what will happen, right? When I click on build now for Maven compile project, we will execute the code. Once that Maven compile is succeed, then only Maven test also will be executed. Can you see here? Trigger only if the build is stable. And you can check it, trigger even if the build is unstable also you can check it. Trigger even if the build is unstable. And trigger even if the build is failed. So it means that if I select this one, if your job number A got succeed, then only job B will be executed. If job A fails, it will not execute the job B. It will just hold. It will not execute the job B. But if I select this one, third one, if your job A is failed, even though job A is failed, your job B will be executed. That is called fail. And if you ask me what is unstable? What is unstable? What is the difference between this build fail and what is the difference between this unstable? Build is unstable. Sometime when we write the code, right, we can see some warning. We missed out some piece of code also. There's some compile time problem. That basically we can call it as unstable. Maybe due to some internet connectivity, your job got failed. In that case, if you want to run your job B, then you can go for this option. So this option is related to failure. This option is related to instability. Maybe a failure in the server in that particular moment, or maybe there is a warning in your code, or due to maybe a minor problem I can call on this. But build fail is a script itself getting failed. That time, do you want me to run the build A, job B or not? That's the question. But in most of the cases in real time, they will select the first option. Once job A is succeed, then only I need to execute my job B. Maybe a job B is the precondition. Job A is the precondition for job B. If job A itself fail, I no need to execute the job B. Maybe, right? Both are different job, right? That's the reason. What is pipeline? If I ask you, pipeline is nothing but it is the group of interdependent job. It's a series of interdependent jobs. So let me select this one, trigger only if the build is stable, and let me apply. Let me see. Now I will go with another Maven test now. I will go to the Maven test. Here also I'm going to click on configure. Once the Maven test is completed, then I need to build Maven package. I need to build Maven package. I want to build. Trigger only if the build is stable. Now let me apply. Let me save this. Right. Can you see here? Maven test. Who is the upstream project? Maven compile is the upstream project. Who is the downstream project? Maven package is the downstream project. If you go to your Maven compile, where is the Maven compile? Maven compile. In Maven compile, we have only a downstream project, which is called Maven test. Suppose if you go with your Maven package, we have upstream project, which is called Maven test. Are you clear with this? Yes, sir.
Yes, Dinesh.
Now I will go with the Maven compile. Just I'm going to execute this Maven compile. Let me click on build now. Now your job 2 got started, right? Got started and it is succeed. After a couple of seconds, you just check it here. If you go to the dashboard, can you see now Maven test also started? Maven compile is completed. Now it is starting your Maven test actually. Let's see. Maven compile 14 seconds ago got passed. And the Maven test is started. So Maven test is completed and it should invoke the Maven package, right? Is Maven package also completed? Can you see here? 34 seconds ago, 44 seconds ago, 55 seconds ago. So I hope you are clear with the pipeline. In Maven test, 10-2 it got started, right? So if you go to here and it is succeed, I can see the console output. So this is called a pipeline, guys. Are you clear with what is pipeline? So instead of manually each job, you have to go ahead and you have to do some click, right? Build now. We are creating a pipeline. So this time what will happen? When you build this Maven compile itself, automatically your Maven test and Maven package will be executed. Maven compile, it will, once it is success, it will invoke the Maven test. Once it is success, it will call the Maven package. Is that clear, guys, or feel difficult? Everyone not able to understand?
Fine for me, Dinesh.
You are not able to, you can able to understand. Aman, Faiz, Amita, Kritika, everyone. Right. So this is called as a pipeline. But in generally, in real time, how these things will happen? Say for an example, as a developer, if you make any changes on the GitHub, say for an example, as a developer in a GitHub, you have a local, right? You have a local. In local, you have added some feature. You have added some feature. When you push the code to GitHub, automatically what will happen? Jenkins will be triggered, right? When Jenkins will be triggered, your code will be compiled, your code will be tested, your code will be packaged with the help of a Jenkins and Maven. This is what will happen. So let me show you that as well. Say suppose I will go to the Maven compile. I will go to the Maven compile, and here I can click on this configure, and I will open my github.com, and I will take this code. It is already available, I think so. It is already available. Yes, it is already available. Now let me add this GitHub. Okay, Polisium I can go with. I can go with the Polisium. Let me add h/2 star star star. Like that I can add it. And click on apply and click on save. Quickly what I will do, I will go here and let me update this particular file. So I will add one new file actually. Say this is a simple text file, I will add it. Say this is demo.txt file, I'm going to add it. That's it. I'm going to commit the changes. Just click on commit changes. Just I've added one demo file just now, right? We'll see whether your job is building or not. Let's wait for some second. We'll see your third job is triggered or not. So developer basically they will get the notification with the help of a Slack or email. Slack or email. Basically, we will integrate it, right? Email extension plugin. Did you remember that session I told you? When the build is failed, they will get the email, right? Or otherwise, Slack is one channel is also available, kind of a messenger. Using that also, the developer they will get the tracker. Not only a developer, whoever is working in the team. What happened? Maven company is not started yet. Yes, it started, right? It started. We'll see now. Maven compile started. And it should start your Maven test also. Can you see here? Maven test also, it got executed. Third build I got. Only for Maven package, let me check. Maven package also completed. How? Because the developer, they made the changes on the GitHub. When they made any changes on the GitHub, what will happen? Automatically, your pipeline will be executed. So this is what happening in the real time. When the developer, they made some changes in that local code, and when they push the code to the GitHub, automatically your Jenkins pipeline will be triggered with help of this Git poll or maybe a webhook triggers. Am I clear, guys? Now, are you clear with what is pipeline? Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. Guys, this is the one way, guys. This is the one way in which we can able to create the pipeline. Individually, you have to create the job. Individually, you have to create the different job. And those job, manually, you have to go ahead and you have to write, build other project, right? With help of a post build action, you can integrate. This is the one way to set up a pipeline inside your Jenkins. There is another way also, which is nothing but pipeline as a code. Pipeline as a code. What is the meaning of this line? Pipeline as a code. Guys, did you remember infrastructure as a code? We have discussed. Where we have discussed? Can anyone tell me? Infrastructure as a code. Where we have discussed? Cloud formation. Correct. Where cloud formation, we have discussed the infrastructure as a code. We basically write some piece of code that using the template, we will basically build our infrastructure, right? In the same way, in Jenkins also, instead of manually go ahead and doing the post build action and build other project, and we have to give the name right? So simple code, we can write the simple code. That code also build the pipeline. This approach, maybe we can call it as a declarative approach or maybe a scripted approach, whatever you can call on this. So as of now, I will teach you how to do that one. So when you click on new item, instead of go with the pre-share or Maven project, you guys select pipeline. Can you see here? Jenkins given pipeline. So here, say for an example, I'm giving this is demo pipeline. Like that, I will give the name and select the pipeline, click on OK. Now, this and all not required, but we have to worry about this one. Can you see pipeline script? We have to write the script. We are going to write the script, or you can write the script from the source code management tool also. So here, you don't need to write and all, just you can select here. Say I'm going to integrate GitHub and Maven, right? Let me click on this. It will give you guys. Can you see here? It will give you the schema. Here you just need to edit. That's it. You just need to edit. That's it. Now suppose in this pipeline script, I'm going to tell Maven. Where is my Maven? Did you remember yesterday I have created a Maven, which is called my Maven inside the global tool configuration. My Maven. And what are the different stages that I'm going to include? That I have to give it here. This is stages. First stage, you can give some name. Say the first stage is okay, directly I can give. Okay, let me add the stage called compile stage. This is my first stage called compile stage. And this is where I have to tell where is my code. My code is available here. Let me copy this. I can copy the repository URL and simply you can replace. You can replace. And what you need to do? I need to compile, right? Let me remove this. I simply write a command called Maven compile. This is one stage. This is one stage. Do you want any post build action and all? I don't want any post build action. Let me remove this. Let me remove this. So this is stage number 1. I will copy this. I will add another stage. This is my test stage. Testing. I'm going to do the testing. Here I can give Maven test. What is the repository URL? I will copy the repository URL and simply you can paste it here. And I will add another stage now. I will add another stage. This is my third stage. Sorry. Copy and paste it. This is my what stage? It is packaging. Packaging. And simply you can paste this a particular repository, GitHub repository. And here I am going to do package. I'm going to do package. So let me copy this. I can show you clearly here. So you can write this kind of script actually through the Jenkins. Instead of each job you have to create it, where you need to build other project, you have to select from the post build action. It is a difficult task, a tedious task, right? Instead of that, you can go for script, pipeline as a code. There is a stages. One stage is the compile stage. Another stage is testing stage. Like that, you can add it. Whatever that you want, whatever you are convenient, you can add it, guys. Say packaging stage. Like that, I have added. So this is what you have to do it. Inside this. It's a Groovy script. This script we can call it as Groovy script. In Jenkins, we basically write this Groovy script. I'm going to use the pole SM here also. So I will type h by 2 star 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 star. It refers every 2 minutes. I need to check my GitHub. Is there any changes or not? So let me apply and save it. I'm not going to build this particular job. Instead, I will go to my github.com. I will just open this particular file and I will write some content here. Say this is my demo file. That's it. I'm going to commit this changes. Nothing I've done. But here, you guys can clearly see after maybe 1 or 2 minutes, your script will be started. As of now, no data is available. This pipeline has not yet run. We'll see actually. We'll wait for 2 minutes. We'll see whether my job is building or not. This is very simple. Instead of going for each and every job and build other project, you can go with this scripted pipeline also. But remember, guys, these are all your wish actually in real time. Whether do you want to go for this individual job and then you are going to build other projects and all, or whether you need to go with the scripted pipeline, everything, it is your decision. No one will tell, right? Go with this way, go with that way. No, don't think like that. Interview point of view, maybe people will ask you, do you know how to write the scripted pipeline? But real-time point of view, it is your decision. Let's wait. So my demo pipeline. Still it is not started. We'll wait. There's one doubt actually. Okay, yeah, it started actually. It got started. See here, your first job, which is related to the compilation. Yes, it is happening. Compilation completed, 5 seconds. Testing is also completed, success. And then packaging is also completed. Super. Can you see here? It is clearly saying, right, all the job completed. It is very simple, straightforward. So when you click on this full stage view, here you will get to know that. So you can just take the screenshot and you can send it to other developer or maybe a stakeholder saying that, hey, your job all are success. If you see a red color, it clearly says that, yeah, there is a problem with the pipeline and you have to check that one with help of your log. If you click on this git polling log, right? So here you will get the information. What is the problem? What is the failure? Everything. Or you can go for the individual job. If you want to see the logs, yeah. Can you see your log here? You can click on this. You can click on this. You can see the complete logs here. So this is easy when compared to the previous one. It is a pipeline as a code. Because are you able to understand what I'm doing?
Yes, Dinesh.
Yes, Dinesh.
Guys, so far in Jenkins, CI/CD, you are aware now. Along with, we have completed your building process, but still I didn't complete the deployment. How we are going to perform the deployment? Because whenever you do the packaging, what will happen? I already told you. Whenever you do the packaging, it will provide you some WAR file. Our role, that particular WAR file, you have to deploy it somewhere, right? That deployment, for that I'm going to use something called Docker. Docker is the place where only we are going to deploy that particular WAR file. So that I cannot teach you now. So Docker, when I cover that time, I will integrate this Jenkins and Docker. Whatever the WAR file that we have generated, right? That WAR file, we can deploy it over there on top of the Docker. Then you will clearly understand the continuous deployment process also. As of now, we have done only a continuous integration. And in that continuous testing also not required for us. So the continuous deployment part, I will tell you later. So what I mean here, we have this target folder. Inside the target folder, we have this one, right? Addressbook.war. It is a war executable file, web archive file. This file, we are going to deploy it somewhere on top of the server. That server, we are going to use Docker, or directly we can go for some remote server also, like Tomcat server or AWS cloud, very easy to machine. We have simply, we can deploy it, but instead of directly go ahead and installing on the server, I am going to teach you something called a Docker container, how we can run your application on the Docker container. That we'll discuss in the once I complete the Docker, because my next topic is Ansible. Once I cover the Ansible, we'll go with the Docker. That time I will teach you how to integrate your Jenkins with the Docker. And as of now, I have completed almost all the topic in the Jenkins, whatever that we required for real time. So you know what is pipeline as a code, what is the building process, how to integrate the Maven with the Jenkins, how to schedule the job. We have talked about the security also, logging also you are aware, right? So any question guys on Jenkins? But still we need to integrate the Jenkins with other third-party tool. For that I need to cover other tools first, then we will see that integration. But as of now, this is enough for Jenkins. Any question? Do you want anything specifically? Do you want me to complete on Jenkins? And I have covered the master slave architecture also. I hope you remembered. Any question on this? Jenkins?
No, Dinesh.
Others?
No, Dinesh.
No doubts. Okay. Guys, and then I just planned tomorrow again 2-hour session for you guys. I'm going to start the Ansible too. So meanwhile, you just practice the Git and Jenkins. Once you have the clear picture with respect to Git and Jenkins, it is very easy to understand the Ansible also. Ansible is one of the configuration management tool. And remember, before coming tomorrow, just to revise your cloud formation. Cloud formation infrastructure as a code, right? Where Jenkins also, Ansible also infrastructure as a code service. For that, just to revise cloud formation. Whatever that I taught right on cloud formation, you guys just to revise. I think that video also I have uploaded already. You can find here. So here, cloud formation is available. You can find it, guys. I didn't give the name, but you can find the cloud formation here. So just to try to revise the cloud formation and cover. Fine. Yes. Okay then. Revise the cloud formation. Tomorrow we'll discuss about Ansible.
Okay.
And Kritika, I will call you, Kritika. You have given some audio. I will call you, Kritika. Give me. Thank you, guys. Bye.